Hello and welcome back to Rage Gaming and very soon Pokémon Legends Z-A. With this release, you might be wondering what the new Pokémon are, and alongside that, the new Mega Evolutions. Here's a quick video then, talking about all of them, cut up into two main sections. The first section will be the known, publicly revealed stuff, and then we're going to have the second section, which is the revealed list, because a lot of this stuff is out there now. Players have already been receiving physical copies early and have already been spreading that information, as usual, with every release. So we're going to talk about that, but if you want to avoid spoilers, simply check out the first section of the video, use the timestamps, and I'll warn you again very clearly before that fresh information now that people are playing it. Let's begin with the new Mega Evolutions, of which are confirmed 9. And we'll start with the Mega Dimension DLC for the two special Megas from that, which is Mega Raichu. Raichu actually has two Mega Evolutions then. These are Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y. Apparently each version requires its own Mega Stone though. Naturally, they're both electric types either way. For the Raichu X, we have a smaller body with these massive ears that form, well, an X, with colours opposite to the original, and yeah, those two massive bolt tails is one of the most standout features. Madly, it's going to use its fists by concentrating power for lightning focused punches, so good luck with that. But otherwise we have Mega Raichu Y, which is definitely more comparable to the classic Pikachu. It's a bit wider, it's got a deeper orange colour on top of that, but it does have these crazy lightning themed shapes that just come out of its ears, which looks crazy. Compared to the X version that puts the energy into the fists, Y is charging across the body, spreading the energy out in a more standardized way. Moving on to the other new Megas then, let's start with Mega Chestnut, which features these large backplates with spikes across them, generally a lot more spiky, but a big standout part of this is the robe or cape-like fur that comes down the back. So for this one, it is a grass fighting type. Next we have Mega Delphox, looking slightly overcooked on the edges, with the heavy broomstick theme here, riding one large one obviously, with the two floating overhead. This Pokemon, of course, is a fire and psychic type, hence the telekinetic aspect to it. Next up, a very cool one, we have Mega Greninja here. This one looks a lot more like the original, just with some darker colouring and obviously added weapons. It's got some sort of weapon on the side of its legs there, and in the whole ninja theme, it is hanging upside down, from a shape that it's made from water, logically summoned by itself, as Mega Greninja here is of course a water and dark type. Probably one of the cooler designs in my opinion. Next we have Mega Malamar, which had a really cool reveal. Obviously this is a pretty crazy Pokemon design compared to the rest. Maybe the most standout I think of the lot. So the idea is that Malamar's psychic powers have reached otherworldly level, and this was teased through their social medias with some interesting stuff, where they were having people claim that Malamar was their best friend, with quite a few silly posts on Reddit and otherwise of community members playing along, which is pretty cute. Take a look at their official YouTube channel during this reveal. This is what it looked like. Perfectly normal stuff, nothing to worry about. So probably my favourite reveal of the lot of them. And you can see that it's got this really bright rainbow colour. It's very thin and elongated very tenderly. And it's got the brain that's just enlarged. Either way, as Pokemon, it is a dark and psychic type. Next we have Mega Holucha, the whole luchador thing, very inspired by Mexican wrestling. We see 5 main sections of colour, from black, gold, white, red and green, with its head essentially wearing a more glamorous mask. So naturally, with the wrestling theme at its core, it is a fighting alongside flying type with those wings. Moving on, we now have Mega Victreebel, a pretty extreme version of the original plant form. That bulbous body has become, well, way more bulbous. And interestingly, the vines are almost attacking itself as it tightens around its own neck. Maybe this makes it more unassuming because whatever it spews out of that mouth is definitely not going to be nice. It feels like it's sealing something horrible in there that it's got to work harder to keep in until the right moment. So with that, it is of course a grass and poison type. Lastly, we have Mega Dragonite, which of course is quite similar to the original version, but now features what I would describe as these ridiculous wings that just come out the side of its head. What happened there? Subtler details exist though, like say the horn on the head, now actually emerging. And it does have these like little feathers on the side of the legs, I guess to help it fly. It has this bead or pearl on the end of its tail, which surely will come into play. It actually keeps the original wings on the back, by the way, at least it would seem so, but they're a lot smaller than normal. And the tail itself is a lot bigger and longer, so maybe it'll have some attacks tied to it. Either way, I'm definitely interested to see this thing move. And of course, it's still a dragon and flying type. So that's all the new confirmed Megas coming in Z-A, but there's still a huge list of returning Mega Evolutions, be assured. But let's look at the known Pokemon list from, say, the Pokemon database, their Pokedex. This shows over 203 known Pokemon. And of course, as we've seen on the website and across trailers and such, the first partner Pokemon are going to be Chikorita, Tepig, and of course Totodile. So looking at the long list of returning Pokemon, of course we have the original 3, Bulbasaur all the way into Venusaur, Charmander all the way into Charizard, and Squirtle of course all the way into Blastoise. Something about the new Pokemon can never compete with these original 3 for me. Anyway, we have quite a few familiar Pokemon from Weedle to Beedrill, Pidgey to Pidgeot. We have the snakes, of course we have Pikachu, and as we talked about with the Mega Evolution of Raichu, Raichu will still be here. We've got Abra all the way to Alakazam. The fighting type, Machamp, Machoke, and Machamp. Of course, as we talked about with the new Mega Evolution of Victreebel, we have Bellsprout and Weeping Bell alongside them. We've got the Slowpoke and Slowbro, Ghastly all the way into Gengar. Gengar's still incredibly popular, so that doesn't surprise me at all. We also see the Starmie, the very cool Scyther. Of course, we have the Magikarp and Gyarados, and we will have our EVs in their different forms. With the whole Mega Evolution of Dragonite, we do have the starting versions or forms of that, and we are also going to have Mewtwo. So it's a pretty hefty original list. But obviously, there's still plenty of the next generations here. Like our new starting partners, but we've also got Pichu, Mareep, Espeon, and Umbreon, which are very, very cool as usual. We also, of course, have Slowking and Scizor for the further evolutions of the 2 we talked about a moment ago. Steelix 2. There's the very cool Houndour and Houndoom. Moving on with the generations, we have Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip, with their various evolutions. On top of that, we've got Ralts all the way through its evolutions. Laron and Aggron, they're very cool designs. And yeah, we get further and further into the generations as we go. Glad to see Garchomp and Lucario back as well, as we get further into the current generations. With one standout being Zygarde. If you take a look at the official website, we can see how they're actually making a standout point of these 3 from the 10%, 50%, and 100% forms. But now we're going to take a look at the full reveal that we currently have, with players having early access to it. So here is now a clear warning. You can consider this following section full of spoilers for the actual Pokemon list of the game. If you don't want to see that, click off now. So there's the warning. Let's take a look. The resource for this is Pokeos if you want to take a look yourself. So let's run through it. From the top then, we have Mega Venusaur coming back. We have Mega Charizard, but in both forms in X and Y. Of course, we have Mega Blastoise and Mega Beedrill, the Mega Pidgeot. We don't quite have an image for Mega Clefable, but we do have Mega Alakazam, a variant of the Slowpoke and Slowbro, as well as Mega Slowbro. I think a lot of people are going to be happy to see Mega Gengar. We also have Mega Kangaskhan and the Mega Starmie, as well as Mega Pinsir, your Mega Gyarados, our Mega Aerodactyl, and for Mewtwo, we have the X and Y version of the Mega Evolutions once more. We also have familiar starters with their Mega versions. We have Cleffa here, the Mega Ampharos, the regional variant of Slowking. We have Mega Steelix, Mega Scizor, and Mega Heracross. There's Delibird, Skarmory in its Mega version, and Mega Houndoom. This looks awesome. There's the Mega Tyranitar and Gardevoir. We got Mega Sableye. We have the Mega Mawile, Mega Aggron, Mega Medicham, the Mega Manectric. Along Sharpedo, we have Carvanha, and then the Mega version. We have Mega Camerupt, Altaria, the Mega Bayonet. We have Mega Absol. We have Mega Glalie, and Salamence, the Mega Metagross. There's Budew and Roserade, and then we have Mega Lopunny as well. Looks like she's wearing some pants. Of course, Mega Garchomp, which is awesome, and Mega Lucario, should be very popular. We have the Mega Abomasnow, and Mega Gallade. We have Mega Frostlass, and Mega Emboar, and there's also Drillbur to mention there, leading into Extra Drill in the Mega version. We have the Mega version of Ordino, and the Scolipede, with its previous evolutions of course. And we have the Mega Scrafty, the Vanillite all the way to the full evolution. We have Emolga all the way to Electros, and its Mega version, currently unknown. We have the Mega version of Chandelure, and quite a few unseen options here, from Stunfisk into its full evolution. And of course we have Chespin all the way to its Mega version, as we talked about earlier. For Vivillon, we have quite the variety of pattern options. The coloring's there. It's a massive amount. We have the Mega version of Pyroar, the ridiculous amount of variants of the flower Pokemon, and at least one Mega version of that too, for the Eternal version. For the Espurr and the Meowstic, we do have the male and female versions. And for the Aegislash, we have the Blade and Shield forms, of course. Of course, we have Malamar and its new Mega version we talked about earlier. There's the Mega Barbaracle, there's the Mega Dragalge, there's also the Helioptile and Heliolisk. We have Tyrunt in its evolution, Amara in its evolution, of course Howlucha and its new Mega form as we looked at earlier. There's Carbink, the regional version of Sliggoo, and Goodra, the ridiculous Pokemon that is just literally keys on a keychain, Klefki, Phantump and its evolutions. We have Pumpaboo in its different versions in small and large and super, and Gorgeist in its average, small, large and super versions. We do have Bergmite and Avalugg, and also its regional version. And then quite a hefty list of reveals here. Xerneas in active mode, Yveltal. Obviously looked at Zygarde earlier, but this reveals the new Mega Complete version, which thankfully we don't know what it looks like. Then we have the Mega Diancie, the 2 versions of Hooper, Volcanion, Drampa in its Mega version, Phalanx in its Mega version, and Mega Zeraora. So it's a pretty hefty list with a lot of returning Megas that I think a lot of people are going to be happy about. But obviously, a heavy emphasis with this game is the Megas and all the Mega options. I hope that was useful or just interesting, likely for those of you wanting to pre-plan your team based on what's known and what's actually going to be available. Of course, we'll be covering all things Z-A with its launch though, so check back for more. Thanks for watching.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.